Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into Myron Golden's really powerful framework for building wealth. It's all built on this one single, kind of counterintuitive idea that basically flips everything you thought you knew about business completely on its head.
All right, let's just put the main idea right out there from the get-go. I mean, it sounds so simple, right? Almost too simple. But according to Golden, this is the absolute fastest way to serious wealth. And really understanding the why behind it, well, that's the key to everything else we're going to talk about. So to really get a handle on this secret, we first need to look at a super common trap that almost every entrepreneur falls into at some point. Myron Golden puts it this way. A lot of people think they're starting a business, but what they're really doing is just buying themselves a much harder, more stressful job. You know the story. You trade your 40-hour week and one boss for an 80-hour week with 100 different bosses. And we call them customers. And in the process, you lose all your time. And this right here, this is the big mindset shift. This is the light bulb moment that makes the whole strategy click. See, while most of us are taught to value money over time, the wealthy have a totally different perspective. Their time is way more valuable than their money, and they will happily, gladly spend money if it means they can save time, get a problem solved, or just remove some friction from their lives. Okay, so how do you avoid falling into that trap of just buying yourself a job? Well, Golden maps out the entire journey with 4 really distinct models for entrepreneurs. What's so cool about the slide is just how clearly it lays out the path, from just struggling to actually creating real wealth. You might start out as a wantrepreneur, think side hustle. Then maybe you level up to an entrepreneur where you're selling high-priced things, but just not enough of them. The wallpreneur is the Sam Walton model. You need insane volume on tiny margins. But the real goal, the place you want to be, is that wealthpreneur. And this story just illustrates that entrepreneur trap perfectly. So Golden tells this story about a time he was making $30,000 a month, and he was feeling pretty good about it. But at this wealth retreat, he shares his success, and the host tells him, wow, you're about to break through to the really big money. At first, Golden was kind of offended, but then it hit him. There was a whole other level where his income, which felt huge to him, was actually just the starting line.
So let's take a closer look at that most powerful model on the map, the wealthpreneur. What's that all about? So here's the kicker. It can actually take less energy to sell a high-ticket offer. It feels backwards, but it's a more direct path. Why? Well, think about it. People with money didn't get there by being indecisive. They know what they want. They're usually already out there looking for a solution, and when you show them you have it, they make a decision, fast. And this brings us to the really practical, actionable part of all this. Because it's one thing to say, I want to sell expensive stuff, but it's another thing to actually know what that stuff is and who you're supposed to sell it to. Luckily, Golden gives us a really simple 3-part playbook for creating the exact kind of offers the wealthy are looking for. It really just comes down to these 3 core drivers. If your offer hits one or, even better, more than one of these, you've got something truly valuable on your hands. The fastest way to become a wealthpreneur is almost always by solving financial problems for other business owners. As one of Golden's mentors put it, businesses have to buy stuff to stay in business. It's not optional. They need marketing, they need legal help, they need financial strategy. But this also works for really complex family or health problems, where the cost of not solving the problem is just massive. Oh man, pain is such a powerful motivator. This could be the pain of something that's missing, like a golfer who lost his game and will pay anything to get it back. It could be the pain of just being annoyed, like flying commercial, which is exactly why the private jet market exists. Or it could be the pain of something that hasn't even happened yet, paying a premium now to stop a much bigger problem from happening down the road. In this last one, this is all about selling access to a desired future. You're selling their dreams back to them. You're giving them a clear roadmap to a goal, like building a business empire or helping them completely master a domain, whether that's investing or a sport or some other skill. You're not just selling a product anymore. You're selling a total transformation. Okay, so beyond all the tactics and the playbooks, this entire strategy is really held up by one profound, unchangeable law of the universe. You might remember this word from science class, entropy. Basically, it's the scientific law that says any system, if you just leave it to itself, will naturally fall apart and move towards chaos. A car left outside will rust. A garden you don't tend will get overrun with weeds. Nothing just stays the same. And this slide just visualizes that idea so perfectly. To get better at anything, your fitness, your finances, your relationships, it requires deliberate energy. It takes intention. But to get worse, for things to fall apart, all you have to do is nothing. It's the default. It happens automatically if you just neglect it.
And that's the final crucial takeaway. Actively building wealth isn't just about greed or wanting more stuff. It's a necessary fight against the natural force of entropy in your financial life. I mean, with things like inflation, if you're just standing still financially, you are actually moving backward. So the question isn't just how to get rich, but are you willing to put in the intentional energy it takes to win against that natural pull towards decay?